What is the beauty of sports? It always begins with hope. The scoreboard reads 0, and for a moment, everything is possible. Whether you came here as a lifelong sports fan or simply searching for a quiet story to get lost in, you are welcome here. Take a slow breath. Let the noise of the day fade away. Let the outside world wait just for a little while. This moment, this story is for you. Because here, we don't just remember results, we remember stories. Today, we travel back to a team that did not just win games, but shaped an era, the 1990s Chicago Bulls. Every great franchisee has a heartbeat, a name that becomes larger than the jersey, larger than the game itself. For Chicago, that name became Michael Jordan, a player who did not just play basketball, he transformed it into performance, into theater, into belief. Through him, the Bulls became more than a team, they became a symbol of excellence. But even the brightest star needs a constellation because basketball, like life, is never won alone. It is five players moving as one rhythm, a bench staying ready, coaches seeing what others cannot. Jordan may have created magic, but every great illusion has its architects. And slowly, two more figures emerged, not in the spotlight at first, but always in the structure of victory. Scottie Pippen and Dennis Rodman, different personalities, different strengths, one shared purpose. Together, they would become basketball's quiet trinity. Pippen was balance, a player who could score, defend, create, and sacrifice. The kind of athlete every champion needs, but few truly notice. When Jordan stepped away in 1993, Pippen did something rare. He did not just fill a gap, he proved he could carry the weight, leading the team in points, assists, rebounds, steals, and blocks. Not loudly, but completely. His greatness was not noise, it was consistency. Then came Rodman, energy in human form, unpredictable, relentless, unapologetic. While others chased points, Rodman chased effort, rebounds that required sacrifice, defense that required courage. He did the work that does not always appear on highlight reels, but always appears in championships. From 1996 to 1998, he owned the boards, owned the physical battles, owned the invisible war inside the game. And this is where something rare formed. Pippin's intelligence, Rodman's ferocity, Jordan's brilliance. Not similar pieces, but perfect complements. One created order, one created chaos, and one created history. And at the center, always Jordan, the competitor, the closer, the man who turned pressure into art, 10 scoring titles, 6 championships, 5 MVP seasons, moments that still live in slow motion in basketball memory. They called him his ANS, but what truly separated him was not how high he jumped, it was how strong he stood when everything was on the line. Together, Jordan, Pippen, and Rodman, scoring, intelligence, defense, a perfect basketball equation. They did not just win championships, they built standards, they built expectations, they built a dynasty. Two separate three-peats, 6 championships, one era defined. Great teams win games, legendary teams change time. The Bulls of the 90s did both, and even today, their story reminds us greatness is never just talent, it is trust, it is sacrifice, it is knowing when to lead and when to support. And that is how dynasties are built. Thank you for spending these moments here. If you enjoyed this quiet journey through sports history, stay a while. There are always more stories waiting. Until next time, stay curious and stay inspired.